Now, but you have not given me the mechanism to measure the quality of leadership in office and outside of office. Because there's so much, there is a new word now in the media, impunity, that our leaders are just totally uncaring about their decisions when they're in office, and when they are out of office, they still continue in that same light. So what mechanism can we use?
Now, one of the mechanisms we can use to determine who is a good leader while in office is humility. Humility. Because if you are a leader, you are a first servant. Before now, what we had were people who were feeling that we are ruling you.
Yes.
Attitude. But now, for us to have a good leader, we must have somebody who's I am serving you attitude. You understand now? That is it. When you see a man who is this, who has this ability to listen. Now, we want to look at democratic institutions, obedience to democratic institutions. A good leader who must carry us to this journey must also obey the rule of law.
Not just break up one money and so get them up.
That is the thing. So if there are court decisions, you must obey it, because that is the institution.
Whether rightly or wrongly.
Exactly. Well, even if it's wrongly, all right, you do what? You go to court.
An appeal case.
I get in it and appeal. So it's not a question of using impunity, as you said, because impunity is a word. The disobedience, that brings about disobedience. When you're impunity, you are saying no. You are disobeying even the institution you created for the democratic process. So it's a problem here. Are we getting on it now?
Yes.
Now, also, a good leader must be listening. His ear must be on ground. He must feed the people. He must know when the people are crying. He must have the right judgment, the ability to take firm decision. He must have the political will to say no to certain things and stand by it. You understand? And of course, there shall be manifested, let me use the biblical word, manifested evidence of his work in the office. That you can look at and say, point hand to this place. This is what this man has done. This is what this man has done. This is what this man has done. Convincingly to the people he's ruling. And that also will also measure him when he's out of office. Because you have seen leaders who, even while they were living. I was watching, for example, Rachel Sokocha's interview 2 days ago.
Yes.
And he was telling them martial art is there. Coincidentally, I'm from there. And I have gone around to see what he's doing beautifully well. Now, when he stood, and after telling the people his achievements and all that, he told them, I want to go higher. They support them. The people say, no, we want you to remain
here.
To him, he saw it as devotion, but that's not the truth. It's because you are doing well. That shows you that when you are doing well, there are indices and indicators that will tell you that you are doing well, and people will follow you. You don't need to be punitive about this.
Okay, but there's a school of thought that says with the level of poorly informed or uninformed citizenry, can we truly say that we have a democratic process? Because when the citizens cannot even question or cannot ask knowledgeable question or cannot review intelligently enough the programs, the policies, the activities of those who are in government. So how can we say that we actually have the dividends of democracy?
Yeah, that is exactly one of the problems we are having everywhere where democracy is originating or evolving. It's literacy, communication relations problems, non-participation in politics. Because illiteracy brings about non-participation. Because you don't participate in what
we don't know.
Now,
and that's some form of denial, is it not?
Why? If you say denial, but some of them are self-denials. If you still want to go now, you see that from the time we had the experiment, let's talk about the efforts. Because what I'm interested here is to tell you that we are a little bit progressing, to show indices that we are progressing. I'm not saying we have arrived. Yes, largely the Nigerian population are literate, especially politically illiterate. And this is one of the problems that have made it very difficult for people to appreciate even what government is doing, the intention of the government for them. Because if you don't know and it's not communicated to you, you don't participate. And two, they are still suffering from alienation from the system caused by the military
presence.
If is now that we have consistently and uninterruptedly, like they said, 15 years now, that people are gradually regaining confidence.
To say,
it's possible this is working.
Ask question, yes.
Are you getting it?
Yes.
Now, educationally, it's opening up. Education is opening up.
Yes.
But you see, I must tell you here that education is not only when you have gone to the university come out. That's why I told you, you saw the little one I'm doing. Nigerians are very intelligent.
We will come to that. We will come to that. But I want to finish this question of, therefore, how can we move the mass?
Now, the best way to move the masses forward stories, because they want to come in. They want to bring down somebody in order to come in.
Yeah,
so fine. Illiteracy is a factor, no doubt about it. And that's one of the things that is delaying the speedy takeoff, the process of democratization here. And that is where...
But some people have actually said, some social scientists, you know, that we've had on this show, have actually said to us that the Nigerian ruling class is the biggest villain of the failure of democratic process in Nigeria. You seem to agree with that?
Yes, to an extent, because the problem we are having are still those political elites. Okay?
Yes.
And
who are going to buy the conscience of the people?
Exactly. But to an extent now, if I want to say, I will rightly tell you now that gradually we are moving out from there. But from the beginning, that's the problem. That was a good remark. Are you getting it? They are there. They don't want to know what you are feeling. They can use the man in the East against the man in the West. After all, come to think of it. Do I have a problem with you? The place I'm living there, I have everybody around me. We live together, we share together. But when they want to come into the thing, they will tell you that this is not your brother. They will bring one or two things, and then maybe share one or two granules for you, and then said, don't mind them. See, that's the problem. There are major problems.